Hey guys, Riker here, and today we're going to go through something that is so crucial. It's what I like to call threshold, okay? Or the breaking point, or the straw that breaks the camel's back, or whatever you want to call it, okay? But this is the point where a person gets to a level where they can't take it anymore, that they have to, they must, and they make that change, okay? Now, look, this is a very unfortunate situation to get to because it means that person has experienced so much pain, so much discomfort, so much displeasure, so much embarrassment, or whatever you want to call it, that they feel that they're forced to change. They feel that they have to. They feel that they must make a decision. Now, the problem with this is when they get to the decision, they've got a choice to make. Okay, they can either push through or push back. Now, most people push back because they know what it is, they know it's comfortable, and they know where they'll be. The only problem with that is they also know that it's truly not what they deserve. And the reason they push back is because of one thing and one thing only. Now, there's many different names for it, has many different labels, but when you boil it down, the one thing is it's called fear. Okay, some people call it embarrassment. We're high achievers. Some people call it stress. Okay, some people call it anxiety. Some people call it discomfort. Some people call it worry. But when you boil it down, it's fear. Okay, and you have a choice. You either push through the fear or you push back. Now, the problem with pushing back is it takes 95% of the effort to push back. It only takes an extra 5% to push through. And when you push through, you get 100% of the rewards. When you push back, you get zero. Okay? So it can be uncomfortable to push through, but what you need to know, that fear coming up in your body is a feeling. It's a survival mechanism, okay? Because long ago when we were being chased by tigers and run down by elephants, we needed to have fear in our body to let us know that our survival was in danger. The problem is we're no longer being chased by tigers and elephants, and that survival mechanism hasn't updated. Instead of us being here to survive, we're now truly here to thrive. And if you're going to thrive, when you get to that decision, which you will, and you will get that fear come up in your body, you need to put that fear to the side because it's not a decision about surviving anymore. It's a decision about thriving. And if you're going to thrive, you need to push through that fear and bust through with an extra 5%. And look, these decisions are going to come around, and they're not going to be easy. It's not going to be so black and white as what we've just been through. You know, maybe a feeling of discomfort, and maybe a feeling of embarrassment, and maybe a feeling of being judged. But whatever it is, I can guarantee you, when you boil it down, we're bringing it back to fear. And it's that fear, it's that survival instinct kicking in. We're not here to survive anymore. We need to be clear on that. We are here to thrive. And the only way to thrive is to put fear to the side, push through, and move forward. Because when it comes down to it, the real two balancing factors that influence any decision is what we call pain and pleasure. Again, it's got many labels. You know, sometimes we call pain discomfort, stress, judgment, worry, anxiety. Sometimes we call pleasure happiness, relief, okay, freedom. Many different labels. Whatever you want to call it, we can put them into these two kind of broad categories. Okay, the problem is most people focus on the short term. Most people focus on the instant gratification, okay, the instant pain or the instant pleasure, instead of thinking long term. And this is what leads them to getting into that threshold situation where that pain gets so great that they can't take it anymore because they stay short term focused. Remember, you need to stay long-term focused. That's one of our criteria. That's one of our core principles, is staying long-term focused. Because often, in the short term, we do need to go through some pain, some fear to get the long-term gain, okay, to get the long-term rewards, long-term results. Because what we sacrifice in the short term will always be exponentially greater, reap greater rewards in the long term. That I can guarantee you with 110% certainty. Now, what most people do when they come to a decision, where they need to decide, okay, where fear starts coming up in their body, they weigh the instant pain versus the instant pleasure. All right? The thing is that pleasure often, or reward, or success, or whatever you want to call it, often has what we call a lag time. Okay? You think about it, when you go and plant a tree or a seed outside and you put it in the ground, that seed doesn't grow straight away and you don't get fruit as soon as you put it in the ground. It's got a lag time. It takes time to grow. It takes time to affect, okay? It needs time to work. And the same is true with any kind of result. The instant you put the action in the instant you implement the action, it needs some time for momentum, for synergy, okay, to build before the results start coming back. However, pain is always often instant because it's reactive, okay? As soon as you put something into motion that creates pain, you get the reaction back straight away. So what happens is often people will get to a breaking point through a series of misguided or misjudged decisions. And this comes down to their inability or their lack of focusing long-term, and they're only focusing on the short-term pain or pleasure or instant gratification. A classic example of this is weight gain. You know, if you have to choose to eat or to not eat the cake, or to not eat, or to eat your diet, or whatever it may be, it's so much easier to focus on the short-term gratification, the satisfaction of that cake, that chocolate, you know, of feeling good in the moment. And it's so hard to focus long-term, okay, to see what, you know, this decision will do in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months' time, a year's time, okay? And it's a series, an accumulation of these short-term decisions that lead to the long-term pain, that lead to this breaking point, or that lead to this threshold, okay? Now, most people have to get to this threshold before they actually start to make a change, okay? The problem with that is being in that threshold, getting to that breaking point is a very, very difficult, uncomfortable, and sometimes sad place to get. The reason you're here, the reason we're talking right now is because one of two reasons. A, you're either at that breaking point and you're ready to change, or B, you know that breaking point is coming, okay? Either way, we need to make a change right now, okay? Decide to move forward so we can actually start to make progress. Because statistics show until someone hits that breaking point, and that breaking point, you know, you may have thought you've hit it, but that breaking point is a breaking point. That's where something snaps inside someone and they say, no more, this is it, I can't take it, I'm not waiting until Monday, I'm not waiting until tomorrow, I'm not waiting 1 more hour, I'm changing right now. That's a very, very difficult place to get to, and often people call it not just a breaking point, but a breakdown. The only difference is between a breakdown and a breakthrough is how long you push through it for. Remember, a breakthrough, pushing through or pushing back, the difference is 5%. If you feel like you're breaking down, push through for an extra 5%, and I guarantee you get your breakthrough and you get 100% of the rewards, and that is truly, truly where your progress is. So, the next time you come to make a decision, the next time you need to decide, okay, the next time you feel fear starts come up in your body, discomfort, judgment, or whatever you want to call it, you need to make sure you're not just focusing short term, okay? You need to make sure that your vision is long term, because that's where the real gratification, the real satisfaction, and the real reward is. Because any piece of cake you eat now, any piece of chocolate you eat now, you know, any short-term gratification that you can reward yourself with right now will never, ever, ever, ever equal what you can achieve in the long term. And that's just pure fact. So, let's do this. Okay, remember, make sure you keep the long-term goal in mind, and make sure you keep the fact that you're not here to survive, you're here to thrive, and to thrive you need to put fear to the side to really make progress and move forward. If you stick to those two concepts, you'll absolutely crush this program, get the results you not only want, but truly do deserve. Let's do this. Let's rock and roll. I'll see you guys in the next video.